Hi.
Morning.
So how's your week been? Or 2 weeks? We haven't seen each other for two.
I know.
I am a routines person. I love my routines. I love predictability. And Tasmania has so many public holidays. And look, I know that I should love them because it's a holiday, but it's like comes straight off the back of Christmas holidays, which is chaos and everyone's gone everywhere and it's high energy because it's summer and the weather's lovely and then you go right back to work, back to routine. Except today it's a holiday. Okay, back to routine. Except today it's a holiday, and it's just like this constant going in and out of
Yeah,
holiday. No, it drives me mental.
it is. That's totally
Like
how it is
holidays should be
here.
bad.
Oh,
Well,
I love it. So, do your kids send you like Instagrams or TikToks or like,
that's the only way they communicate anymore, through
yeah,
memes.
yeah.
That's And they're sitting right next to me and they'll send me a meme. Like it's not like our kids are like your kids and they live across the world. It's and then Bezzy will like or any of them will say, you haven't replied to my meme. And I'm like, dude, I'm sitting like right next to you. I watched you send me the meme. I don't need to anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, that's how they communicate.
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah. It's actually kind of precious because they can be funny, but then they can also end up being like serious and contemplative and gives me kind of a little glimpse into what they're
The
thinking
thought
about,
process.
what's catching
Yeah.
their attention. Yeah. So she sent me one today about motherhood and about how generationally we can see the movements of technology and shifts in culture, sociology, and the ideas of values from your mother to your children.
Mm.
Yeah. And so the way you were raised or the way your mother was raised was a very different world, which I mean, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But in the last three generations, time has moved faster and values have shifted like exponentially.
Exponentially.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Did you used to do that when you were a kid?
Yeah.
So it just was interesting because the post was about finding, these are my words, but finding compassion and seeking insight as we try to navigate the expectations of grandmothers and mothers and children. And just, it was a really beautiful post because I have sort of ridden this wave now for the last few years of the new, neuroscience coming out, things about Bowlby's attachment theory, which I don't know where I stand on that right now, but it's a theory and it's
Mm.
proving to help a lot of people.
Mm.
But there's, a sort of a with all of this knowledge comes a culture and values are developed based on it. And there seems to be like a throw the baby out with the bathwater
Yeah.
thing happening regarding past generation mothering and how mothering used to
Mm.
be. Yeah, so just sort of a hardness, I guess, whenever we learn new language, it can
Mm.
come across. We talked about this before. You can be liberated by it, but then you can quickly turn and use it to weaponize
Yeah.
in the name of setting boundaries, which you're not actually really setting a boundary. You're just using it to cut everybody out.
Yeah.
And a boundary is meant to bring people to your border, to
Yeah.
invite people to the space where they're allowed to come to.
I like that picture of inviting people where they can come to rather than pushing people out. I like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it was really wonderful to dialogue over this nuanced
Mm.
subject and just this one thought about this bigger topic
Mm.
and to be invited into a conversation about that.
Mm.
Yeah, I just think that's really a fascinating way of dialoguing with our kids.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. At first, I was really cross with the whole memes thing. I was like, just talk like normal people, like, just do this thing. But also, I found myself, completely drawn into this way of communicating because it does connect so naturally, like because it's visual and it's quick and it's witty but it often has a deep connection really quickly. So I had this torn sort of thing happening. But it comes back to what you said a moment ago about the way that people parented and throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And you said theory, it's a theory, this attachment stuff. I wonder if this will be like the theory generation, where we just have all of these theories. There's so many new ways of thinking about our body and our neuroplasticity and our past and our future and all the rest of it. I have discovered and am really enjoying the idea of holding the theory, new theory, whatever I see coming out, holding it really lightly, just holding it. I can sort of pop it to the side, or can I take this good bit and sort of stick it to that spiky theory that I'm holding lightly, and, you know, take this bit and stick it there, and can I create a new thing for myself? But I'm never brave enough to say anything about it. I don't know, I'm just never brave enough to actually challenge anybody. I am weak. I have no backbone. And that's something I would like to work on.
I wonder if that's a weakness or if you're just marinating and waiting for the conversation to, I don't know, like.
It's obviously a growth moment, because, you know, when you're growing, you're not at your strength. And so I think that maybe that's a nice way of thinking about myself rather than weak. You're right.
But I wonder if it's less about showing it and more about the idea of creating the space where it's safe enough to show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, the space we have to show those kind of things isn't a safe space. Social media is not a safe space. So if you've learned something and you're just trying it out and you put it out onto social media, the chances of you getting cut are greater than if you're in, say, a conversation with a friend, or it may be that you just haven't found the right place to share that conviction or what you've discovered, which maybe isn't maybe it's not a conviction yet. So to share it feels like you still need to be able to have that place.
There's a way of sharing things too, that, you know, when you're sure of something, you share it like this, and when you're still thinking about it, you share it like this.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's all of that as well.
Yeah. So give yourself a break.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you have a litmus test for when you experience or hear new ideologies or theories?
Yeah, my litmus test is just myself. You know, I sort of go, is that true from what I've experienced in my life? And I know that can be, you know, you don't want that to be your only litmus test, you know. And then, of course, does this cause harm, you know, to other people? And then, of course, the biblical stuff, you know, is there anything, because that's where I come from, obviously, that just for people who might not know. What about you? What are your litmus tests?
My litmus test is this thought, ideology, theory, value going to bring me into restoration with myself? Is it going to bring me into restoration with God? And is it going to bring me into restoration with creation and with humanity? Yeah. So, like, where does it sit in my gut? Where does it sit in my heart? Where does it sit in my head? Same thing, but I'm just using.
You're looking at the effects that it has, like the effects that we'll have thinking.
Does it enhance collective care, collective thinking? So there's a lot of things that I really love, but they are so individually focused that they negate the collective care, whether it's creation care or humanity relations. And so I need it to bridge. It has to be a holistic thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. Collective care. Even the way we do collective care can accidentally be individualized. It's just funny. It's interesting. I think there's a lot of things that need shaking up. And how that happens is going to be long and hard, because we've been trying to hold on to the things that grandma, you know, when I think of my grandma, you know, she's passed away now, but she lived through all of that change: microwaves, televisions, cars, nylon stockings, you know, so many changes. And yet we still we still do so many things, you know, the way that their society did things. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, especially those collective things that,
Yeah, it's the collective things I'm thinking of. I think like
yeah,
school,
negate
medical
another
system.
person's humanity or
Yeah,
diminishes other people. Yeah.
yeah,
It's tender. Because you want to
yeah.
keep, grandma's soup recipe, but you don't want to keep grandma's attitude toward her neighbor necessarily.
No, or the way that grandma thinks it's okay to run school or
Yeah.
discipline other people's children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have, for my own personal grandmother, some beautiful gifts that were passed down regarding the collective. She spent a lot of her life caring for the collective. So
Oh, that's beautiful.
that, I think that has a lot to do with my need for it to span any kind of healing modality, to span out into the bigger picture. And also, I really do believe that we're all interconnected, and that if one falls, we all fall. And
Yeah. Well, yeah.
one's honored, we're all honored. So,
Yeah. And it fascinates me that that's shown over and over and over in history.
yeah.
That's right. Slowly. Group things change glacially, just
Yeah.
so slowly.
Yeah.
Mm.
The slow heal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to share
I think that's.
something to close us out?
Oh, oh, look, all right, I can share a song.
All right.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your feet, until we meet again, until we meet again.
Beautiful. Yeah. Where does that come from? What's the origin?
It's called the Irish Blessing, and it's got a whole lots of parts. Like it's a choral piece, but that's just the melody.
Yeah.
It's lovely though. I like it.
It is.
Mm.
Beautiful. All right, my dear.
All right. We'll
Until we
be
meet again.
until we meet again. Yes. All right.